All right, welcome to the Shifted Plate. It is Monday morning, and we are welcoming both participants that have been around for our first shift, which lasted the last 2 weeks, and new people that just joined this week. Also, if you just found this channel on YouTube, welcome to you too. If you want to know more about the Shifted Plate, we'll talk a little bit today, but feel free to check out the link that will be dropped into the chat by my wonderful colleague, Robin, who is operating the background. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them into chat, whether you are on YouTube or if you are watching this as a recording. Please feel free to jump onto the homepage of your Shifted Plate platform and send us a feedback link. That also serves as a help request, and we're happy to jump in and talk to you. So again, welcome. Let's kick things off. So the last 2 weeks we were doing lentil love, and we are about to jump into shift 2, which is tofu magic. But let's take a pause and pat yourselves on the back for what we've accomplished over the last 2 weeks. So in terms of impact, if you've been following along on your Shifted Plate homepage, you will have seen that we have made some significant progress. We've actually taken the equivalent of 35 cars off of the road. We have saved a total of $161 as a group by cooking less expensive plant-based alternatives to meat analogous dishes, and we have reduced or conserved the equivalent of 408 bathtubs of water. Yes, that is no joke. Plant-based alternatives consume or use up a lot less water than their meat alternatives. So congratulations, way to go. So that should feel good. And just a reminder, in order for us to calculate those impact metrics, you have to actually mark your dishes cooked in the platform. It'll also ask you to upload a photo. Don't worry if it's not the most perfect photo. You can even just take a picture of yourself smiling if you forgot to take a photo of the dish that you cooked. So we trust you. If you say you cooked it, we know that you did. And those impact metrics will end up getting added onto the main dashboard, which is a great way for us to, feel good about all the progress that we're making. All right, so just as a quick reminder, and for those of you who are new, the Shifted Plate is a 16-week program. It's broken up into 2-week shifts. We're focusing either on one particular ingredient or style of cooking in each 2-week shift, and there's lots of reinforcing messages and recipes and resources that you can access in the Shifted Plate platform to support you, to help build those habits and make you feel super comfortable cooking a few plant-based dishes as an alternative to what you might have regularly put in your weekly meal plan. So why tofu? We're heading into this tofu magic shift. Tofu is really one of the most flexible ingredients. It is a wonderful plant-based protein and is a blank slate, a blank canvas for whatever you want to cook. Lots of people have misperceptions of tofu. It's often referred to as bland, or you just think of it as those little blocks of tofu that you might have been served at or thrown in a dish. And nothing could be farther from the truth. We eat tofu almost every day in this house, and you can really adjust both the texture and the flavor of the tofu depending on the techniques that you use and the spices and sauces that you add. We're gonna do some of that learning over the course of this next 2 weeks. Now, the first dish that we're suggesting we kick off with is our featured dish of the shift, which is a tofu stir fry. It is delicious. You can actually, I would double up the sauce if I were you, because you'll want to make it again. It's so easy. And the actual cook itself that we're doing on Wednesday night, it takes a very short amount of time. So during that that session, we're also going to spend a good amount of time talking more about those techniques that you need to employ. And they're easy once you know them, to make sure that you get a really good texture and really good flavor to your tofu. And if you look in the platform, you'll see we have unlocked a bunch of other tofu recipes. And those ones you can feel free to try at your leisure. If you're already really familiar with cooking with tofu, feel free to try any of them. They are intentionally selected to try a few different treatments of tofu, so you get comfortable with that, pressing or non-pressing, or crumbling versus putting in cubes versus tearing up or shredding. Lots of different ways to use tofu. So that is why we have selected the various recipes that are in there. And as with the last shift, you will probably get some bonus recipes along the way. All right. One of the things that I did want to do is just do a quick look at the platform, the ShiftedPlate homepage. For those of you who have not logged in, now is a great time to do it. I know you're still following along with the encouraging emails that we get sent almost every day, but it's really great if you jump into the platform directly and get some of that feedback from cooking some of the dishes. Let's have a look now, because I also want to show you where the resources from Shift 1 went. I'm going to look over here so I can share my screen, but bear with me. I'll look back at you there too. Okay. So let me just share my screen, and here we go. So this is the home page that you are likely all familiar with. If Robin hasn't dropped it in the chat, he will right now. If you haven't logged in though, you just need to quickly input the email address that you'll be asked for. You might have to press a button that says join the challenge, but you'll immediately get a code. You need to input that code. You'll log in and see this page that I'm showing you right now. Many of you have probably landed on this page anyway, but I just wanted to give a quick overview to those of you who are just logging in for the first time. All right, so here we are. This is our shift to Tofu Magic homepage, and this is where we are right now. We're doing our kickoff session. We have our Wednesday cooking class coming up, 6 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, and we have the recipe available right here along with the shopping list. So you've got a couple of days to do your shopping, and I'm going to encourage you a couple of times during this session to get your prep ready before the session, because if you want to cook along with us, having the things chopped up and ready to go is super helpful. If you lose the link, just jump back to your homepage and you can click the join now link. It'll bring you right into the session on Wednesday. All right, so these are the highlighted recipes. We'll have a look at the recipes in the ShiftedPlate platform so you can have a look as well. This is the crispy tofu recipe that we are cooking on Wednesday. If you have a few vegetables that don't exactly match what we have and you'd prefer to use those in your stir fry, that's totally okay. Don't feel like you have to follow it exactly. Here's the community feed with all of the great data that I just shared at the beginning of the call. And can you believe all of these pictures that you're all posting in there? So great. This is what is adding up to all of that impact. So we're just loving them. We get so excited every time we see them come in. This gets updated once a day. Here are our resources for Shift 2. We've got a Tofu 101. Again, the meal prep tips, just like we did last time. And here is the shopping list, so you can grab it and go if you're doing shopping this week, or maybe you already picked up some tofu and have some vegetables on hand. Lots of the ingredients in this stir fry are things that you probably have on hand anyway. All right, right here is where you're going to see previous shift resources. So here we have all of these various assets that were part of this. If you click through on the watch video for this Lentil Love session, it's going to bring you to our YouTube channel. All you have to do is go to playlists. That'll have the recordings from the previous sessions. Or if you go to the live tab, that's going to give you the upcoming sessions. Sometimes there are recordings on there as well, but any additional resources we attach to that playlist, and that playlist will have all of the live recordings as well. So that's the best place to go. Go to the playlist for the ShiftedPlate. All right. Frequently asked questions down below. And then up here, this is when we're up at the top. That top bar is where you're going to go into the platform. This is where you're going to go in and grab your recipes. So you'll want to make sure if you are going to cook that tofu stir fry with us, or even if you're not cooking with us and you're going to go again, you're going to do it on your own afterwards. You want to click that you're selecting it. Okay, so when you select it, it's going to appear in the dashboard. You can see it's grayed out a little bit up there. I don't want to click away because I'm also going to show you that we're going to cook now. If we pretend to cook now, we would click right into cook now. And you can see once I am done it, here's all the instructions, all the recipe, or all the instructions, all the ingredients, the suggested swaps, any tips, navigate right along here. And when you mark it as cooked, it's going to ask you to select an image. And all you do is just select the image that you took. Maybe you shared it to your computer. Maybe you're doing this on your phone. Either way, totally fine. And then you're going to submit and the photo, and it'll be complete. It goes into our back end where Robin and I just make sure that they're photos that are ready to go onto the website. Again, they don't have to be perfect though. We just want to have a little bit of a vetting step. And then we update them once a day along with those metrics. So that's the platform here. Again, to get back to your home page, it's right there, and all of the data that you need, and right in the recipes as well. Let's just have a quick look, because again here, this is the group of recipes in Shift 2, our tofu recipes, and if you scroll down, you can see them all there, and below them, these are the ones from our lentil shift. So if you're coming in late and you want to cook some of the lentil recipes, go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so I am going to stop sharing. And okay, so what do you need to do next? What should you be doing this week? So right now, make sure that you've got Wednesday's cooking class in your calendar. And hit the subscribe bell on our YouTube channel. Follow along on that live scheduled session that's on YouTube. Make sure that you've got your shopping list ready, that you have done some shopping before Wednesday's class, and that you have prepped. Now, you can even join if you haven't prepped and if you haven't shopped and just want to watch and interact with us. That is totally fine as well. Again, you'll be sent the recording within 24 hours. We send it. It's usually the next morning, but sometimes just takes a little bit of processing. And what to do over the next couple of weeks? Try a few tofu dishes. So like I said, these recipes have been selected intentionally so that you try a few different treatments of tofu, starting with that stir fry, something that like most people have had and are fairly familiar with cooking. So it makes it a little bit easier, just with some techniques and treatments that we'll do a little bit differently with the tofu. It's also a really good one if you have a family of mixed eaters. So if you do have some people that aren't quite ready to jump on the bandwagon of an entirely plant-based meal, you could cook a little chicken on the side if you wanted to make sure that you're not off and cooking multiple meals for your family. I know that can be a bit of a pain. So yep, that's what you need to do over the next couple of days and over the course of this shift. So trying a few different tofu recipes. Please, if you have any feedback or questions, there is that link right on the homepage to ask us questions. We respond back as quickly as we can. We read all of them, and we really appreciate any of the feedback that you give us. Now, before we jump off this live session, if you haven't signed into the platform yet, Robin has pasted the link in the chat. Make sure you jump in, click on it. Again, check your email. Put in the code if it's the first time that you're signing in, and then you'll have all the access to all of this great information. It'll remember you, so it's only the odd time you have to re-enter that again. It does remember you for a period of time, so that every time you go back, you should just keep landing on that homepage and get the information that you need. So again, welcome to Shift 2. It is Tofu Magic. We have 2 weeks of delicious tofu together. You'll be hearing from me almost every day. Wednesday, and I really look forward to this next session. I hope you come out of it being able to look in your fridge, see a block of tofu, and say, I know what to do with that, and I know how to make it taste great. All right, we'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks, everybody.